Okay. Yeah. So previously I was having some issue on the Kubernetes demo, right? So I'm going to actually solve it. So I'm going to show you how Kubernetes is being used for deployment. And so I guess I have to revert some of the items first. So what I'm going to need to do here is I need to sort of delete the deployment path. Okay, I have to delete this first app. Right. So once it's deployed, then if you try to basically look at the Kubernetes dashboard, is gone, right? Then the next thing is I will need to create the plan again. kubectl create deployment, right? Then when I create, as you remember, when you create, you need to point to the correct image, right? So basically, that image was actually pushed to Docker Hub. So I'm going to name the deployment as first app, and then dash dash the tag name, the Docker image tag name. Okay. Right. And what I did extra was actually I bring out the service on the Minikube so that you can actually access it on the local host on your browser. You can access the application on the browser. So this is the thing that just now I actually ran the command, but it didn't work. But then now it does work. So yeah. So then once you have um, create a deployment plan, then you basically try to get pods and check the status of the, so it's running, which is good. And let's check here. So it's up and running, and let's check on the Kubernetes dashboard as well. It looks good, and then let's try to access it. So this is the app. Yep. So I refresh again. Okay, so then one thing good about this Kubernetes is you can scale, right? So I'm going to before I actually show you the scaling feature, I might want to, let's say for example your app actually crashed, so that there's someone crash your app or there's something wrong with your app and then it crashed, right? So I in fact I created a API point called errors, and it will exit by itself, right? So then I purposely crashed that application. So it crashed, right? It exited, right? So in Kubernetes, this is also terminated. But then the good thing about Kubernetes is they will bring back the application itself, you see? So just now it did crash, but then, so it's actually unknown status, and but then Kubernetes will automatically bring back up the application. It means that it will restart the applications. As you can see, the restart counter is 1, and the status is running again. So when they crash, basically the whole app just goes down, right? I mean, and if I access again, I should able to access the app. Take a while. So okay, let me refresh. Yeah, so it's up again. I basically I didn't do anything. I don't need to deploy and things like that, where the Kubernetes were able to do that. Okay, so what if you want to have more redundancy? If you if you if let's say you know that the program keep crashing, and you make sure that when it crashed, then you still have the other instance serving as of in your cluster. If you want to have more redundancy, then you create replication. Okay, so then what you should do here is cd kubectl scale the deployment, okay, of the first app, then replicate equals to 3. So in what we are trying to do here is replicas equals to 3. So what we are trying to do here is we have 3 instances of a similar application. Okay, so run this. Okay, so it's scaled up. Let's take a look at the dashboard. It should have 3 instances. So there's 1 instance already running, then it spawned 2 more instances. So once it turns into running, then we have 3 instances running. We have 3 pods running, or that is redundant. Okay. So then you do not know where Kubernetes will actually manage the traffic to route to all these instances. So you basically do not know which one will crash. So let's say we go back to the application, we try to crash it by keying the error endpoint. Okay, so there's one instant crash. So there's actually one of it just crashed, right? Yeah, one of it. So two actually there's two actually just crashed. Yeah. So then after that there's okay. So let's see whether can you still serve the app. Okay. Looks like no. Yep. Okay, let's refresh. Likely it's being cached. Yeah, likely. Okay, so basically the app is still up, even though it keep crashing, right? So there's still one instance is up. Just now, because I think it cached the error URI there, so that's why there's some. It still send a request down to crash the server. So it's I think it's to play safe. It's better use a in connector mode to access the app itself, and 2 separate tab or 2 separate windows to do this. So at least okay, so the app is still there, right? So let me crash it again. Let me crash this again. So one crash, then I refresh this guy. Somehow the Kubernetes load balancer service still has a stickiness to it. So let's see. All of them crash. Okay, that's good. Looks like I crashed all of them. You have to wait a while, so it will restart by itself. So Kubernetes does the restarting. Okay, so one is up. Okay, so one guy is up. Right, cool. Go back to the other browser. Right, quickly remove this because you don't want it to later refresh and then crash again. So let's see. Yeah, so you see, so that's how you replicate, have multiple. You can have 5, 10. It's up to you. So in order to let's look at the status of the pods. kubectl get pods. Right, looks good, huh? So okay, so then you want to sort of update your application on Kubernetes. Basically, you need to rebuild your Docker engine. I mean, sorry, your Docker images. So what you need to do is we're going to change this to version 4, right? We're going to save this. We're going to change the content of the application. Means that it will show HTML with the change content. So this is version 4, and then I will rebuild the Docker image, Docker image build, and then tag it my Docker Hub account. Okay. This time when I rebuild the Docker image, I have to make a revision of the Docker image. So I'm gonna version as 2, then I'm gonna rebuild. Okay, so once I rebuild, then I need to push, right? So guess I will push it to Docker Hub because Kubernetes actually picks up from the Docker Hub. So it's 2, so I'm going to push the version 2 of the image. Yep, so basically it's pushing. Wait a while. Normally, yeah, the pushing will take that long. Okay, so then let's check on the status of the deployment on the deployment plan on the Kubernetes. So I think we will still get three scalable instance. Yeah. So I'm gonna update the basically the Docker image to the Kubernetes. So I'm gonna run kubectl set image, then deployment, first app, right? First app, then first app, likely set deployments, first app override with kubi first app equals to detect the Docker hack. First app, then version 2. Set. That will trigger update and it will pull. And then we might want to take a look at the deployments. Okay. It haven't deployed yet. Looks like the age is still 9 minutes. So check the status of the roll out. Deployment first app. It looks like successfully roll out. So if it successfully roll out, if I try to access the app, I should be getting version 4 instead of 3. Yeah, voila. You see, I'm getting oh, there's extra things that I'm getting here. All right. Accidentally key type in here. Okay, welcome. Okay. So I'm gonna so basically version 4 is this. So if let's say I want to roll back, so I need to roll back to the previous version, so I can undo. Basically, if I undo, right, then I can basically undo kubectl roll out undo deployment for the first app, right? If I undo, he goes back to the version 3, right? Then you might want to issue a status. Yeah, so you see, it's waiting. So once it updates all the replicas, and then likely you will have all roll out. So then I have to go back here, version 3. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. This is actually Kubernetes with Docker. So that's how people actually do zero downtime deployment and A/B testing, deployment strategies, and all this kind of stuff. But there's more things to learn in Kubernetes, where how you do specific condition routings and all this kind of traffic reroutes and stuff like that.